lawyer Michael Cohen says he will testify before Congress in February. Cohen was sentenced in December to 3 years in prison for campaign finance violations, as well as lying to Congress about a proposed Trump Tower project in Russia Today. In a statement today, Cohen said, quote, "I look forward to having the privilege of being afforded a platform with which to give a full and credible account of the events which have transpired." All right, let's welcome in our panel for this evening. Columnist and author Ellis Hennikin is here with us. Also joining us, senior fellow at the London Center for Policy Research, Jessie Jane Duff. She's also a retired Marine Gunnery Sergeant. And Jessie Jane, how long before I can call you Gunny? Or is that only thing that Marines call each other? Because that's just such a cool nickname.
Oh, but no, you can always call me Gunny. I'm a Gunny till I die. Well, in fact, it'll be on my tombstone.
There you go. God bless that. All right. I think we are all interested to hear what Michael Cohen has to say, but the guy has already pleaded guilty to lying to Congress. Gunny, does Cohen have any credibility here?
No, Cohen doesn't have credibility. First of all, when you hire an attorney, you expect for them to abide by the law to ensure that you don't have legal problems. All he has done is ensure that Trump has legal problems simply because he has misrepresented his own client while he was acting as his attorney. So as far as I'm concerned, it's very hard to trust what Cohen has said. He's already been found to be guilty of lying and being dishonest. So at this point of the game, it's very difficult for anybody to have any sympathy for this man. And unfortunately, the left is using it as a bullet on President Trump, a target, I should say, on President Trump. Cohen was the attorney who should have known the difference between right and wrong, and clearly he chose to go wrong.
Now, Ellis, I'm not going to say that Cohen's going to lie or, that he's trying to save his own neck, but he does have motivation to give these Democratic members of Congress and tell them what they want to hear. It's going to be quite a show, and it's going to be on TV. Do you think Cohen will have any credibility in the eyes of the American public?
Oh, I'm definitely looking forward to it. I will tell you that. I understand, John, that a lot of people like Gunny here is looking to trash Michael Cohen because he's saying a lot of things that are very damaging to the president. Here's what I would remind all of you. This is the guy that Donald Trump chose to be his personal attorney for a decade, right? So you can slime him now, you can try to trash him, but remember, the person who put him in this position, who trusted him, who had him do all this sleazy, dirty work on his behalf, was the president who he has now turned on. And we know from other evidence that a good part of what Michael Cohen has been saying is absolutely proven to be true by other evidence, including the two women who are now at the center of this, who are seriously, seriously damaging to the president right now. Blame Trump if you don't like Cohen.
We'll see what he says. Now let's talk some more about the government shutdown. Now in day 20, as Democrats and President Trump still can't come to agreement here when it comes to border security. As we mentioned earlier today, Trump was in Texas. He met with border officials and defended his argument for a wall on the U.S.-Mexico border. Here's the president.
If we had a barrier of any kind, a powerful barrier, whether it's steel or concrete, if we had a barrier, they wouldn't be able to make that turn, and they wouldn't even bother trying.
Now, Trump was referring to human traffickers in that last soundbite, border negotiations with the Democrats. Here's that.
I think the other side is starting to get it. I may be wrong, but I really believe the other side is starting to understand what's going on. They're on the wrong side of a very important issue. We're going to have it taken care of.
The other side starting to get it. Jessie Jane, do you think that's really the case? Is the other side starting to get it? Are they coming around to President Trump?
Well, I'm not quite sure what the other side is thinking, but I do understand what the side of Trump and his supporters are thinking. They're tired of seeing that this illegal immigration has causing mass havoc in the United States. All I saw in the local news here in Washington, D.C. was sympathy for the government workers who will get back pay. I empathize with them. I understand what it's like to lose a job, but more often than not, I never got back pay. I'm a defense contractor. I've lost multiple contracts, and it had nothing to do with a government shutdown. I know what it's like to go without a paycheck. At the same time, what about the families? We have had, ICE has reported that there were 266,000 criminal illegals arrested in the last 2 years, 100,000 for assaults, 30,000 for sex crimes, and we're talking about 20,000 children alone in the last 2 months were reported has been human trafficked over that border. Now, if anybody can be blind to this, it would be the left, because they're making the government workers the victim versus the American citizens. And I think that's a very slippery slope to go down.
Ellis?
You see, here's the problem, right? This is not a monarchy, right? We have a three-branch system of government that's enshrined in our Constitution. The president proposes, Congress disposes. President Trump, on the issue of his wall, and I understand he repeated it over and over again at those rallies, but he has simply failed to convince Congress and frankly, the American people, if you believe the polls, that we need a wall, you know? All the time, presidents have funding priorities that they're not able to get through because they can't convince Congress. He couldn't succeed when Congress was entirely in control of Republicans. He's not succeeding now. And you know what? Sometimes it's very frustrating. He's not getting what he wants.
Well, it's a sales job, Ellis. You're right on that account.
He's failed to make the sale.
And we'll know in a matter of time if he makes the sale or not.
We had a failed Congress.
Yeah, no, I mean, the Republicans had an opportunity to appropriate this money for the border wall. They had a chance to do it when they passed the tax plan, when they passed the budget last year. They didn't do it, and they're regret not doing that.
They failed.
You failed.
But the American people voted for this. That's what happened. They voted for this.
You don't get your wall. Come back after you convince people.
Ellis, Jessie Jane, thank you guys so much. Great to see you both.
Good to see you guys.
Not enough time for those two. We'll have them both back real soon. All right, President Trump continues to float the idea that he